As far as new frontiers, I can't tell you too much. I can tell you Jackie's fine, and we're all fine right here. You know, I was thinking, funny, I don't know why Kennedy came to mind, but it's almost a Walter Brennan, if you think about it. You know, Walter Brennan talks like this, Dan, down in the valley. And if you sort of change it a little to Kennedy and frontiers, going ahead as far as the campaign goes, it's pretty close. Tell you a funny twist, Walter Brennan is a Republican. This is what throws him. I used to go pretty fast, and throw lines out like this, but I find occasionally you have to slow down. Of course, there's the thing about going too slow. When you start talking like this, I sometimes think that's how the South lost the war, speaking maybe too slow. Hey, Charlie, I believe that. Hell, we got to surrender. But I didn't mean to offend any Southerners, believe me.
Right after a big game, like today's, I reach for these cigarettes. I enjoy them. They're good for you. I smoke as many as 40, 60, 100 a day. But then I don't have to run. I'm on the line. I take 4 or 5 showers and smoke them in the showers. I like them. You try them too.
Some of those guys are kind of funny to watch, Wild scene to catch them in the showers, Oh, hi there. Boy, it'd be even wilder if they just stepped out, as they are, instead of a silly towel. But, at any rate, a little something I have to look in this book every once in a while to see what I have a wild picture in here. Oh, I have to get my kicks, it's a little... Too much, I don't know where I am. Oh, you're thinking, no, there isn't. See, it's just writing. Somebody out there, has he got a dirty picture in his book? Remember the guys during the war? Want to see this? Guys. There's little things on tissue paper, all kinds of crazy drawings. But, I never carried on them, geez. They were hard to get, but I'll never forget one time I was in Paris. I'm not trying to impress you. I was going over there for a reason. My wife and I just had made a little jack, so we decided to escape somewhere, and I said, well, let's go to Europe, She got an education, and I did, and I always say I flunked clay class. And, couldn't make a bunny. Terrible. That's pretty sad, when they give you a little clay. Here, make a bunny, Johnny. Made a ball, but it couldn't make a bunny. Anybody can make a ball of clay, just sad. But I remember I was over in front of the, Notre Dame, a cathedral there. And a clown ran up to me, had about 6 or 17 of those little pictures. And I said, want to see some pictures? And I said, man, easy, buddy. I got my wife here with me, wait till she gets inside, and then I'll look. So I slipped him some ridiculous thing. Boy, it must have been $10, And so I got all the way back to the hotel. Gee, they were just like they were burning on me. And my wife said, what's the matter with you? And I said, well, I got some pictures. I want to get rid of them and give them to a buddy. And so I said, here they are. And what they were statues of the museum there. Clown had given me the shaft. And, of course, I got the shaft in a number of towns. But I just want to warn you, if you ever do get over there, why, just be careful. That's all they are, is just those statues, don't it? Means nothing, unless you dig statues. I find them awfully cold. But I crawled up in the arms of a big one day, and the guy took a picture of me. That was the first time I went away, but... I wanted to take this time to just do a wild thing and let you out there think up something. Not too wild or too far out. Somebody said the other day to me, "What of your stuff, Mr. Winters, is too far out?" And I said, well, sometimes I feel it's too far in. How far out can you go? I talk, pretty much in high school dialogue. And I don't figure you can go out too far. The astronauts are trying, and they're still, got their popular mechanics in front of them. What are those terms? Well, like I said, I would give anything, really, to go to the moon. I thought I was there one time. But I think about Mars and Venus. I did a wild thing. I got to tell you about this, and then let you think up a bit, and I'll do it in front of you. I have a little office at home, a den, I think is a kinder word. And in it, there are stuffed owls and coins and books and soldiers and pictures of, and just pictures, a lot of things. But I have a big map of the moon. And I went downtown one day to a stationery store, and I bought a little box of these multicolored head pins that, you see in AAA maps. And I stuck them all over this moon map. So I brought one of my squarer friends in, wonderful guy, but a little square. Gosh knows I'm square too, but this guy is a little disturbed in his own right, and that's why I love him, So he came up and he said, "John, do you really believe this stuff about outer space and everything? Oh, you get so much out of here. It's a kooky." And I said, "Stand still. You're in trouble, buddy. You're jumping up and down. Relax. Well, what is this map of the moon with all these pins in it?" "Don't ask me. Washington's been here, the FBI. I can't tell you that. It's top secret." Well, that clown all but jumped out of the window. Down the stairs, out in the street, was on his Schwinn and rode away, But it is kind of a wild scene to see all the little pins. People sort of go, But if you have a little bit that you want to throw up to me, I'll think it up here as best I can. Keep in mind that I haven't planted anybody out there, any magician, that kind of stuff. There might not be any message at all, or certainly any payoff, but it'll be live. This is, back east we have what we call the Ivy Leaguer. I'm sure you see him. I wear Ivy League suits. I also have some Robert Hall pants. I have a Saks overcoat, Abercrombie & Fitch tie, and so I try to, split it up a little bit for everybody. But this Ivy Leaguer, I don't know exactly where he comes from. He's a strange breed. Whether he was born, light failed. It's all over, friends. The sun went out. Not too far from Grace Cathedral, am I? Well, I'll cut across and say a few before I go. Boy, those Episcopalians need help, and I'm one of them. You know what that is, an Episcopalian? That's a Catholic that flunked his Latin. But it's a minority group. Don't knock it too hard, At any rate, where was I? Oh, the ad guy. This is my interpretation of an ad man. Well, I don't know about this Nestle account. I just can't seem to get through to those guys at all. God knows we've got about $250,000 tied up in this thing. And I'm not kidding, Dink. I'm just out of my skull as to what to do. I don't know, I can't take it anymore. I mean, this thing of commuting is too much. And I've had to take the train, and now it's drive a little sports car, and my nerves are just so frayed that I can't take it. I'm home once a week, and the kids bug me to death. I see them for about 16 minutes, and I just go out of my mind. But I did a fun thing this last winter. Mogo and I, which is my wife, a great gal, I mean, a fantastic gal. This is a gal that had a governor's and then went to Sarah Lawrence for about an hour, over to Finch, tied up with Foxcroft for a while, lived at a Yale dorm for about 2 years. I mean, let's face it, I mean, this gal's been around. But I mean, she's still class. This is no, bimbo. So, at any rate, I was just all tied up inside as to what to give her for Christmas. So I bought her a $75,000 boat, and she turned right around and gave me the same thing. I mean, his and hers. And what we did was race down to Nassau, around the island, came back up, and the trophy was, loser gets the children for the holidays. Submarine, stand by. Torpedo tubes. I think we're going to have to submerge, Commander.
Why?
Why? Because we're being attacked, clown, that's why.
Oh, jeez. Strike me. Okay, let's go then.
All right, now we'll just wait. Men, we're in a difficult spot. There are about 2 battle wagons, 3 aircraft carriers, gosh knows how many planes. It's not easy, men, but we've been through these things before, right?
Well, I don't know, buddy. Boy, sitting in these things is too much. They're just gonna pound the living out of us. How about it, Jake?
I don't know. I've been through a couple of these things, it's hard to tell.
I sure like to get out of here, man, if I could.
Don't be afraid, man. We'll get through this. I'm not kidding. We'll get through it. Right, Chief?
You bet, buddy. We're gonna get through it. I got 35 years in the scrabbing Navy, man, and I ain't gonna die now.
That's the spirit I like, men. You there. We have to fire 1 torpedo.
Listen. I'm not going to get in that tube.
That's an order.
But we were such friends. Commander,
In the tube.
This is ridiculous. Human torpedo. Okay.
Stand by. Firing! Good heavens, he's turning around and coming back.
I'm sorry, gang, but my propeller was spent.
I have one little story I'd like to tell you. It's a description that isn't really, any joke. It was told to me by a guy down in North Carolina this summer. And the story was, well, it's this in a nutshell. 2 guys are talking one day, and he says, Jesse, you know what a sailcat is?
No, can't say the new.
So, well, you know the Deaver brothers.
Yeah, I know.
You know that big Tom they got? Got a head on him like that. That thing went up on Route 6 the other day. Semi come along, killed him. Killed him dead. Cold him, man. He's gone. All them semis and machines commenced to run over him. Motorcycles, Harleys, Indians, everything. About 2-3 weeks passed. And I think it was Carl Bob walked out there. Now that cat's down to about that size. So he'd been sitting out there in that sun, cooking him. And all them machines, like I say, and motorcycles running over, and he gets about that thick. And he grabs a hold of the tail, and he goes, says, watch this. Sails him right over cornfield. Brother, that's a sailcat.
Well, I'm all alone again, boys and girls. I won't keep you too long because I know a lot of you are under pressure. You know, it's a funny thing, you keep folks sitting too long, they get bugged, you know. You hear things like, why doesn't he get into it? Come on, Martha, I've got to go. Poor clown runs out here in the parking lot, you know. Where am I? Where am I? I don't know where, you know. Policeman, what are you doing? Nothing, just standing, jumping. What a terrible position to be in, you know. Shoot a guy. Talking to a guy the other day, he said, have you ever died, Jonathan? You know, in front of an audience, I said, many times, but death comes easy. When I think back, when I was a kid at school, I referred to it, I think, earlier, about, flunking clay class, and I kid about that. But I did. I flunked mathematics all the way through school. And that scene where you're a dummy, and I was surrounded by brilliant kids who wanted to skip 7 grades, you know, and said,
Oh, we have to sit here for this?
you know. And then they say, John Winters, go to the board, problem number 6. Oh, my God, I didn't know the first one, let alone 6, you know. And you go up there, eraser, and the chalk breaks, and then they go,
There's the dummy again.
boy. And one guy bugged me one day. He said,
Boy, how dumb can you be?
and I said, well, I'm going to cold cock you when I get out there. Recess time, I wrapped a Schwinn around him twice.